Good afternoon, everybody. Let's get started. First off, I would like to say I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday weekend, and thank you very much for joining us today. We're here today to talk about a new feature, a part of the Wingman platform that truly would not be possible without amazing feedback from all of our users. So thank you all who are on here. I know each and every one of you have been such an integral part to our success, and we wouldn't be here without you. So thank you very much. All right, let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about automatic renewals. We're going to talk about how they work. We're going to talk about a lot of other features that are important. But first I want to start off with a very quick overview of how the manual renewal process works as of today. Then I want to talk about what accounts qualify for automatic renewals. I want to talk through the process of how the automatic renewal system works. And then we're going to get to all of your questions. Please, if at any time you have questions or suggestions or ways to make our process better, please chat them in. Every single one of them are taken extremely seriously. In fact, we're already implementing some early feedback from our process just in the last week of it being live. So let's get started. All right. Let's talk about manual renewals. I know they're sort of the boring part of today, but if an account does not qualify for an automatic renewal, it will be a manual renewal. And here's what's going to happen. 90 days before the renewal, the agent of record on the account is going to get an email from us notifying that person that the renewal is in fact a manual renewal and that we will need updated information to quote and invoice that account. If you are one of the many agencies out there who have one person assigned to the first point of sale and another person assigned to the renewal process, if you log into the account, you can adjust who will get this notification at any time by reassigning the account within your agency. For more on that, please live chat us in later or we can talk about that, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Anytime within the 90-day window prior to expiration, an agent can go in and update the revenue information for that account. For accounts over $100 million in revenue and or higher than $3 million in limits, we're going to need a renewal application. Right now, you can get that from Heather in our live chat, or we will request it when necessary. We will be automating that process in the future, but for now, it's a drag and drop system. The only thing I want to make note of here, which is extremely important, is that for all manual renewals, in order for the renewal to be active, you must, and I must stress this, you must invoice the account and purchase the account like a piece of new business. So you're going to go into that quote, click purchase under the limit that you want, and send the invoice to the insured to pay the bill. If they have payment information on file, we will automatically charge them. If they don't, we will invoice them, but that is how you manually renew the policy. So you have to go in once you have the quote and actually invoice the account. It's just like how it works now. That process is going to continue for our larger accounts. Any questions on that? Let me know. I'll answer them at the end. Okay, now here's what we're all here for today, which is how the actual automatic renewal process will work. Okay. Most importantly, what accounts are going to qualify? Well, first off, the account must have less than $50 million in revenue because that means it can be automatically rated by our system. They cannot have had any claims in the past year. Most industries are able to be automatically renewed. There are two exceptions to that. Financial institutions and healthcare accounts. This is because the market might be tightening a little bit in these two particular instances, and there might be some pricing changes, so we can't auto-renew them. It doesn't mean we're not going to renew them. We absolutely are, but the price might change, and so it's not an automatic renewal. 3 million or less in limits, we've already gone over that because anything more than 3 million, we need 3 million in limit, and we will need a full renewal application. So we cannot auto-renew accounts with 4 or more million in limit. And finally, and this one's a little sticky, if your account was manually rated last year, and that means either it was short-term or long-term, and thus the price won't be the same year after year. Maybe you had a specific endorsement, say for waiver of subrogation, or something like that, in which case there might be an additional premium involved. Those will not automatically renew. Those will be manual renewals. In the case of it not meeting any of these criteria, it'll fall into what we just spoke of. So the individual agent at 90 days out will get an email letting them know it's a manual renewal. As a side note, for any agency manager role or admin role out there in our system, we will continue to send the summary email on Mondays. So there will be at least one person in each agency who will see a snapshot of all renewals. So nothing will fall through the cracks. And of course, the greatest service staff in the world, Heather and Maddie, will be on top of you just in case any of these slip through the cracks as well, as they have been. Okay, how will automatic renewals actually operate? Here's what's going to happen. And here's why this is important. For the first time ever, we're going to be sending communications directly to your insureds. And this is very important that everybody understands how this works. It's not any different from really how a lot of other carriers operate from an automatic renewal standpoint, but still, I just want to make sure everybody's on board. 90 days before expiration, we're going to send an email to the insured letting them know that their account is available for automatic renewal. I'm going to show you guys what that email looks like in a second so that nobody's blindsided, but that's what it's going to basically ask them to update their revenues. We will remind them at 60 and 45 days if they have not already clicked on that link to update their revenues. And it will take them to a page, of course, like all other things. If agency branding is turned on for your agency, it will be branded for your agency, both these emails and the page they click on to update their revenues will have your agency information. All of these emails will also say, with any questions, please contact, and it will have your information, not ours. So if an insured reaches out and to ask questions about their renewal, it's because your information has been sent to them via email based on the agent of record on our file. As soon as they update their information, a quote will get generated. It will not be shown to the insured because, again, we don't do that. But you, the agent, will get an email with the quote attached for you to review. Now, I feel like it's important to say this. You don't need to do anything with that email. It will automatically renew on those terms and the prior year's limits based on that information. However, if you want to review it, go through it with the client, check it to make sure it looks right to you, compare it to last year or whatever. We encourage you to do that. And so we're just going to email it to you so that you don't have to be logging in constantly checking to see if something's happened. So that's important to note there. If we don't get an answer from the insured at all, that's fine. We don't actually care that much. We will quote based on expiring information. And then we will automatically make that quote at 30 days out and send you an email with the quote information, just as we would have if they had updated their information. 30 days out, the insured will also get an email letting them know of the date that their policy is going to automatically invoice and giving them the opportunity to update their payment information at that time. It's very important for me to stress at this point that all communications to the insured are currently based on the billing contact person that you have entered into our system for billing purposes. That's the only piece of information we have for the insureds. Already, based on amazing feedback from our users, we've been asked to add a second contact point if necessary for renewals, and we're going to be doing that. So stay tuned for that. You'll see it on the renewals page, but you'll also see it on the bind screen if you want to add that information. If you are an agency that bills to yourself instead of to your clients, you are going to be receiving all of these emails on behalf of the insured, and you can follow it just as an insured would or forward it to the insured. Either is your choice. And finally, on the date of expiration, the account will invoice. Based on the availability of payment information on file, we will either send an invoice to the insured to pay online if they have not saved their payment information, or if they have saved their payment information, we will automatically charge them. It is very important for you guys to know, and I hope you guys will convey that we are giving 30 days after an automatic renewal when we have the payment information on file for them to cancel and get a full refund as if the policy was never issued in the first place. So I hope that answers some of your questions. I know that one was bound to come up. So they have 30 days after the new policy starts to basically cancel it for a full refund and no coverage. Guys, if you have any questions about anything that I'm saying, please type it in. I'll be sure to get to it. Okay, I now want to show you what the email looks like to your insureds. This is the first email they get. They're going to be getting it, as I mentioned, at 90, 60, and 45 days prior to expiration, unless, of course, they actually click on it in one of the earlier times. It is going to tell them that their policy is available for automatic renewal. It's going to ask them to update their revenues if their revenues have changed plus or minus 20% from the previous year. We're going to tell them exactly what we have listed as their revenue from the previous year, which we feel like is important because then they'll be able to say yes or no, it's changed that much, and that might save everybody a little bit of effort. And then, of course, we still have the, if you have any questions, please reach out to, and it will be your name and information. At 30 days prior to expiration, we are going to notify the insured exactly when we're going to be billing them for their automatic renewal. We will include the date in bold in the email and make sure that, again, your contact information is included so that the insured can reach out to you with any questions. Okay, let's talk about a few things that we're going to be updating and because of your guys' feedback, and of course, a few additional features that have to do with the renewal process. You will notice some new banners on accounts. The Renew Now button now has an option next to it that says Don't Renew. For manual renewals, we're going to keep it looking just like this. For automatic renewals, it's going to change in the next couple of days from Don't Renew to Opt Out. That way, and really in both instances, you can still manually renew the account if you want to, but it will not automatically bill them. So if you click on Don't Renew Now, it'll just take it out of renewal status and you can always turn it back on, or but in the future, we'll just have it jump to manual. So thanks to everybody who's had that feedback. We're going to get that situated right away. And finally, we have a new renewals area that we hope will be much clearer for everybody to understand. First and foremost, you'll notice under where it says your name in the top right corner, there's a new renewals special area. If you have upcoming renewals, there will be a little number next to it in red. That way you'll be able to track if you need to do anything on that front. Those numbers will also appear on the screen, which is a screenshot of our actual renewals area. So when you're in the on main menu and you click on renewals, you will now see renewals broken into 3 sections. Accounts requiring agent attention is first. Those are your manual renewals that have not begun. Automatic renewals is the list of anything that we have coming up in your automatic renewals queue. And accounts ready for invoicing are those manual renewals that have been quoted but not yet invoiced. And of course, they have to be invoiced to be renewed. So these are all things that you guys can monitor much faster and easier now from the renewals area. Okay, please type in your questions now. I would like to answer them about anything that we've discussed or any of our renewal process in general. And again, if you've seen anything thus far in your experience or that we've spoken of today that you think seems unclear or we could do better, we always love feedback. The first question I see is, are the emails you're sending to our clients encrypted? Well, we do use an email service, a safe email service that sends out all of our automated emails. We don't send any client information in the emails themselves except for that number, that revenue number, which is not a protected piece of information. And all of the links are specific to the email that we're sending them to. So they are pretty safe. That's a great question, though. Any other questions? Okay. Someone wants to know if when it says ready for invoicing, is there a way to see the renewal date? Stephanie, that is an unbelievable piece of feedback that we've already received. From now on, actually, we've already made the update. You should be able to see when you have any data there. The renewal date will be actually one of the line items on the specific column. So yes, the answer is yes. And if you don't see it yet, it'll be going out in our next update. Is it possible for the agent to update the renewal contact for each client? These may change from year to year. That is an unbelievable piece of help. And yes, we will be. It'll be any other field that you'll be able to update yourselves. Thank you. That's great feedback. Okay. Someone wanted to confirm that if an account is set up on automatic renewal and you click do not renew, it throws it to a manual. Yes, that is correct, Amanda. You've got it right in one. Will the agent be included on the email to the insured? No, Michelle, they will not be sent on the email to the insured. Quite frankly, we keep you guys apprised of the auto renewals via the Monday summary email and the flags in the system. But honestly, we thought you'd get inundated with emails and probably wouldn't pay attention to them. If not, will a copy of the email be uploaded into the portal so we can add to our file? I do believe that you should see any communications to the insured. If not, and I will double check on this, Michelle, because that's great feedback, I'll make sure it gets added to the viewable account notes on your side of the system. I know they are definitely, obviously, tracked on our side, but I want to make sure that you guys can also view them. So I will double check on that and let you guys know. That's great. Great questions. Keep coming. Keep them coming. All right, it looks like they're slowing down. And so I would just like to say, if you've got any other questions, we are, of course, always available. You can download our one sheet on this from wingmaninsurance.com/auto-renewals, where we'll have all of the information on that page, but also something for you to share with your insureds if they have any questions as well. We encourage you to do that should you want to. Also, I'm always available. You can email me at Ellie, ELLIE, at wingmanins.com to answer any additional questions that you might have. Guys, this is a learning curve for us. We've always wanted to do this. It's been, a really long time coming. Everybody's always assumed we've already had this feature, and of course we haven't. So we're very happy to offer it now, but we fully intend to take all of the feedback that you guys are giving us and make it better each and every day. So please send in any comments that you have and stay tuned for any updates to this automation that will make it even easier in the future. I got to say, this was a really fast webinar. So thank you very much for joining us. And we look forward to working with you and writing more business in the future. I hope this new feature makes your lives easier, as all of our feature updates, we try to have that happen. Well, have a great rest of your day and holiday short week, and let us know if there's anything we can do to help.